Dear students, today I give lecture on what are the technical terms used in the hydroelectric power plant. This topic also comes under model 1. Before we detailedly studied about the hydroelectric power plant, we should know what are the technical terms used in the hydroelectric power plant. The first technical term is hydrology. The hydrology is nothing but the occurrence and the distribution of water over the and under the earth's surface only. What is the definition of hydrology? Hydrology is the branch of science or geology that studies the earth's water. The study of how the major body of the water have shifted, expanded and changed land masses is the example of hydrology. The primary objective of hydrology is the study of the interrelationship between the water and its environment. This is the hydrology. Then runoff. What is mean by runoff? How to calculate runoff? Runoff is nothing but the total precipitation minus total evaporation. Later we detailedly studied about what is the definition of precipitation and evaporation. Okay. The part of precipitation which is available as the stream flow. The definition of stream flow also later we studied. Part of precipitation is absorbed by the soil or percolated into the ground that will reach the catchment area through the underground channel. So therefore, the total runoff can be calculated by using the formula direct runoff through land surface plus runoff through seepage. What are the factors affecting the runoff is rainfall intensity, amount and duration, nature of soil, size and shape of the catchment area. These are the factors affect the runoff during winter or summer season also. The unit of the runoff is nothing but the meter cube per second. The another unit is day second meter. Then stream flow. What is mean by stream flow? The definition of stream flow is the amount of water in the river channel which is expressed as the volume of flow passing a defined point over a specific time period. The unit of stream flow is same as the runoff, that is meter cube per second only. The stream flow is determined by measuring stream velocity and multiplied by the river cross-sectional area. Then dam storage. What is the need of dam? To store the water. For that purpose only we are using the dam in the hydroelectric power plant. So what is mean by dam storage? It is defined as the impounding of a considerable amount of the excess run off during the seasons. The seasons may be dry season or winter seasons of the surplus flow for the use in the dry seasons. Okay. It is accomplished by the constructing dam across the stream at a suitable site and building a storage reservoir on the upstream side of the dam. The dam is always constructed across the river or lake. The dam is constructed behind the reservoir. The next hydrograph. Now you see the graph. Okay. So the y-axis is discharge, x-axis time in hours. Okay, so the left hand side is the rising limb, the right hand side is the falling limb. This is the dotted line is the normal flow, that is the base flow. This is the stream flow. This is the peak discharge. Okay, so the hydrograph is drawn between the discharge versus time of the flow. Discharge is taken along the y-axis, time is taken along the x-axis. Okay, the time may be hours or day or week or month or year. The hydrograph is used to evaluate peak discharge from the location. You see, this the peak discharge is calculated. That means is determined or is evaluated from the hydrograph. The hydrograph indicate the available power from the stream at different times of the day or year. The hydrograph provides average, maximum and minimum run during the period. Then we studied about the flow duration curve. The flow duration curve, you see, y-axis discharge, the unit is meter cube per second. X-axis percentage of the time which is indicated flow was equaled or exceeded. So the here Q minimum, QD and then Q max. Similarly TQ, that is the time at the time of Q max, time at the time of QD, time at the time of Q minimum. The flow duration curve is drawn between the discharge versus percentage of the time for which the discharge is available. The discharge can be in cubic meters per second, that is meter cube per second, or week or unit of the time. If the water head at which the flow is available is known as the discharge, which is calculated in terms of kilowatt hour, kilowatt only. So how can we calculate the power? Okay, but with the help of flow duration curve, P is equal to 0.736 divided by 75 into cube rho neta h kilowatt, where Q is the discharge in meter cube per second, rho is the density of water, neta is the efficiency, the small h represents the available head in the meter. So the Q max means is nothing but the maximum discharge available in the power plant. Q minimum is the minimum discharge. QD is nothing but the design flow of the hydroelectric power plant. Then T into Q max is the time at the time of maximum discharge. TQD is the time at the time of design flow. TQ minimum is the time at the time of minimum discharge. Okay. Then mass curve. What is the difference between the flow duration curve and mass curve? The flow duration curve, y-axis is discharge, x-axis is time. Here x-axis is time, but the y-axis is cumulative flow only we are taking. You see, this is the cumulative flow, x-axis is time. So this is the difference between the mass curve and the flow duration curve. Okay. The mass curve is drawn between the cumulative flow and the time in days or weeks or month, but the flow duration, the time is in hours also. The mass curve indicates the total volume of runoff in meter cube up to a certain time only. The unit used for the storage of water is either cubic meter or day second meter only. The capacity of the hydroelectric power plant is based on the storage capacity, which can be modified by the storage for same mass curve only. The water stored in dams is pondage and the water stored in upstream reservoir is storage. Now you see from the mass curve, okay, this is the mass curve, okay. So this is the A point, is that B point, A to B point, that is the mass curve. So this is nothing but the reservoir capacity, okay. The reservoir, that means is always located, that means before the dam, that means the dam, that means is constructed behind the reservoir, okay. Then we studied about the reservoir capacity. What is mean by reservoir capacity? The reservoir capacity depends upon the inflow available and the demand. That means the inflow, that is the turbine plate, then outflow of the turbine also. So the reservoir capacity, the inflow in the river is always greater than the demand. There is no storage required. If the inflow in the river is small, but the demand is high, our demand in terms of kilowatt or megawatt. So compared to river, the river is small, demand is high, means large reservoir capacity is required for generating electric power by using a hydroelectric power plant. Then hydrological cycle. The cycle is very, very important. Now you see the cycle. The cycle consists of, that means evaporation, condensation, and then precipitation, and then percolation, and then transpiration, runoff. Okay, so you see this is the cycle. First, from the ocean it evaporated due to temperature, that is the sun. Okay, then is in the form of air, then again condensed, that is the condensation process, again that the cloud, then again the precipitation, that is the solid only, again comes to, that means ground, that is the, this is the earth surface, then with the help of percolation. Okay, then this is the transpiration, this is the runoff only. Now we detailedly studied about the all the terms which are used in the hydrological cycle. The first one is evaporation. The evaporation is nothing but the process by which the water from solid or liquid state is converted into vapor. Okay, so the water is converted from solid to vapor or liquid to vapor, that is called as a evaporation process. The evaporation process included total rainfall that is returned to the atmosphere from land and water surfaces. The evaporation done by transpiration only. Okay, this is the definition of evaporation. Then condensation. The condensation is nothing but it is the process by which the water vapor, already during evaporation process, the water in the vapor state, the vapor state changes into the physical state. That means most commonly liquid also. This is called as a condensation. The condensation is brought about by cooling of the air or by increasing the amount of vapor in the air to its saturation point. This is the condensation. Mainly remember, condensation means vapor into its physical state, that is the liquid only. Evaporation means what is the evaporation? Evaporation is nothing but the solid or liquid state into vapor only. Okay, then what is the definition of precipitation and percolation? Precipitation means it's nothing but after the condensation process, the total condensation of the moisture that reach the earth in the any form. It may be rains or ice or hails or dew or frost, whatever may be. The cause of the precipitation other than dew and frost is adiabatic expansion of the air only. Then percolation. It is nothing but the movement of the water, the soil and its layer by gravity and capillary forces. This is the percolation. Then the last term is transpiration and runoff. The transpiration is nothing but the biological process that occurs mostly in the day. Okay, runoff. So we already know how to calculate the runoff. This is the definition. Runoff is nothing but the flow from a drainage basin or watershed that appears in the surface stream only. Dear students, once again I recall what are the technical terms which are used in the hydroelectric power plant: hydrology, runoff, stream flow, hydrograph, flow duration curve, mass curve, reservoir capacity, dam storage, hydrological cycle. I hope all of you understand the terms which are used in the hydroelectric power plant. Thank you, student, for watching this video.